A former professional basketball star and Battle Creek resident Sebastian continues to recover after getting hurt in last month's deadly bombings in Brussels. He has had multiple surgeries since that attack inside of a Belgian airport, an attack his wife heard about hours after it happened. A News Channel 3's Andy Dominiani joins us live tonight in Brussels. He was the only one to talk to her about the moments she rushed over to be by her husband's side. Andy.
Good evening, Kate, from Brussels, Belgium. You know, Sebastian years ago made the very bold move of walking right up to his future wife and asking if she'd eat lunch with him at the Oakland University cafeteria. She said yes. Well, years later, those in sickness and in health vows they exchanged would really come in handy. You see, 5 weeks ago, Sebastian was gravely wounded in the airport bombings here in Brussels, leaving Sarah and their two young daughters home alone in West Michigan to worry what seems like half a world away. But like all good stories, this one has a happy ending, and things are about to get even better for the Bellins.
He picked up his tray and came over and sat down and asked if he could sit with me, and I said, sure.
When I sat down there with her, it was a conversation that kind of gelled together.
We started chatting, and it was probably over an hour.
We're talking 18 years later, so, you know, it went pretty well, I think.
Sebastian and Sarah Bellin's romance that blossomed in Michigan eventually brought them to Brussels, where they lived together for several years. Now married with two daughters and back in Battle Creek, they've been together through good times and bad, although the last month has been by far the worst.
I mean, I remember shaking, and I felt nauseous, and my heart was racing. I was crying and screaming all at the same time.
Because the airport bombing happened in the middle of the night in America, Sarah only found out that Sebastian had been wounded hours after the fact.
I started getting all these dings in my messages that I had a voicemail, that I had missed phone calls, that I had text messages, and then my messenger via Facebook was going off. Ping, 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 ping.
And it was all,
Sarah, I hope you're okay. Was that Sebastian's photo? I mean, it was just like...
That photo was Sebastian on the floor of the airport ticketing area in the moments after that second bomb critically injured his legs and hip. Thankfully, by the time Sarah found out he'd been hurt, he'd gotten a message to her that he would be okay.
The fact that he could have died, understanding what happened there, knowing that people did die, it was just, poof. I mean, it wasn't as if he died, but it almost was, because it was so raw.
Sarah raced to Brussels to be by Sebastian's side. She's back in Battle Creek now, but plans to return soon with the couple's two daughters, ages 7 and 4. They have still not seen their dad since the attack.
So in my mind, I'm saying, okay, I can't see the girls for 2 months, but I get to see them for a whole lifetime. If you put that into perspective, what's 2 months? Now, a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old definitely doesn't see it that way. You know, they want their dad every day. But, you know, in time, they'll understand.
He is very strong mentally. I'm sure it'll affect him for a while, possibly forever. He'll conquer. He'll overcome it. I know how he is.
And the worst is already over for the Bellins, and things will now improve very quickly. In fact, Sebastian will have one more surgery, then he's hoping to walk out of here on crutches in a few weeks and finally go home. As for Sarah and their two daughters, they should be here within a matter of days. We'll be here as well tomorrow. We'll have much more for you from Brussels, including an exclusive interview with the woman who took that photo of Sebastian. We'll tell you how that one picture developed into a lifelong bond and changed her life forever. And we'll also explore the growing threat of terrorism here in Brussels. The place is still not safe. We can't show them, but there are armed guards everywhere, and the terror threat level here remains very high. And for now, we're live in Center City, Brussels, Belgium. Andy Dominiani, News Channel 3.